What if the smallest, most innocent things you do every single day are quietly chipping away at your baby's confidence without you even realizing it? You are not a bad parent. You love your baby deeply, but love alone does not automatically protect a baby's developing sense of self from invisible everyday wounds. Infant confidence is not built in dramatic moments. It is assembled or dismantled in tiny, ordinary, forgettable interactions that repeat dozens of times every single day. I have identified 7 specific behaviors, all common, all well-intentioned, that developmental research shows quietly undermine infant and toddler confidence over time. None of these 7 things make you a bad parent. Every single parent reading this does at least one of them. What matters is what you do after you know. Welcome to Tiny Mind Talks. Today, we are going deep on confidence, where it begins, how it breaks, and how ordinary daily moments rebuild it. Confidence in infancy is not arrogance. It is the quiet, internal belief that I exist, I matter, my signals are worth responding to, and I am capable of affecting my world. And this internal core of confidence is being written right now, daily, through your ordinary interactions. It is not fixed at birth. It is built or quietly eroded by experience. Let us begin with the first and perhaps the most surprising one, a behavior that is so embedded in modern parenting culture that almost no one questions it. Thing number 1, overpraising everything. We live in a culture that has decided every baby action deserves enthusiastic celebration, and research says this quietly backfires. When every single action receives the exact same high-volume praise, the praise loses all informational value. The baby's brain cannot use it to understand what actually mattered. Stanford researcher Carol Dweck found that process praise, praising effort and strategy, builds resilience and genuine confidence, far more than outcome praise or empty celebration. When you say, "You worked so hard at that," instead of "amazing job at everything," your baby's brain learns that effort has meaning and that trying something difficult is worth doing. The baby who is overpraised for everything gradually stops trusting their own internal signals about what they actually did well. The outside noise drowns the inner voice. This is the foundation of external validation dependency, needing others to confirm your worth instead of trusting your own felt sense of competence. It begins in infancy. The fix is not to stop praising, it is to make your praise specific, honest, and connected to the actual effort or discovery your baby just made in that real moment. Specific praise lands in the brain differently. It builds a map of actual competence areas. The baby learns what they are genuinely good at, not just that existence deserves applause. Try it right now. The next time your baby does something, pause for 1 second and say something true and specific about what you actually observed them doing. That one moment of being genuinely seen and accurately reflected is worth more to a developing confidence than 10 minutes of generic, enthusiastic applause. Genuine confidence is built on accurate self-knowledge, and accurate self-knowledge can only be built when the feedback you receive from the world is honest and specific. This first thing sets up everything else we will talk about today, because every one of the 7 things quietly erodes the same core thing, accurate and stable self-knowledge. Thing number 2. Rescuing your baby too quickly from struggle. This one is the hardest because every single parenting instinct you have screams at you to do it. When you swoop in the moment your baby shows any sign of struggle, you're protecting them from the exact experience that builds the most critical kind of confidence. The confidence that comes from "I tried something hard and I figured it out myself" is neurologically different from any confidence a parent can hand to a baby directly. Neuroscientist Adele Diamond calls this mastery motivation, the intrinsic drive to figure things out. It is one of the strongest predictors of later academic and life success. Mastery motivation is strongest when babies are allowed to experience productive struggle, the zone where something is hard enough to require effort, but not so hard that it creates shutdown. When you rescue before that zone is reached, your baby never discovers that they are capable of more than they currently believe. That undiscovered capability is a silent confidence wound. The practice is not to disappear and let your baby struggle alone. It is to be a warm, present, patient witness who only intervenes when shutdown is actually approaching. The phrase that changes everything is, "I am right here. I see you working on that. You are doing it." That sentence says, "I am safe to struggle." Struggle is not abandonment. Every time your baby experiences productive struggle and comes out the other side, they add one more brick to the wall of "I can do hard things." That wall is confidence. The second orb lights up. 2 down, 5 to go. And the next one is perhaps the most emotionally complicated for parents to hear because it involves something we all do reflexively. Thing number 3, dismissing or minimizing your baby's big emotional reactions. You're fine. Stop crying. It's not a big deal. You'll hear why this one matters deeply. When a baby's emotional experience is consistently minimized or dismissed, the brain learns something devastating. My inner experience is not real or valid or worth acknowledging. Research from the Journal of Child Development found that emotional dismissal in infancy and toddlerhood predicts significantly lower emotional intelligence scores in later childhood. But here's the specific confidence connection. A baby who is not allowed to have big feelings learns that they cannot trust their own emotional experience as a valid guide. That's a confidence wound that goes very deep, because if you can't trust your own feelings as real and valid, you can't make decisions, set limits, or know your own mind. The antidote is not complex. It is 3 words. I see you. Then name the emotion. Then validate the experience as real and okay. I see you. You feel sad. That's real and okay. You don't need to fix the feeling. You don't need to remove it. You just need to name it and acknowledge it as real. That alone is the most powerful emotional medicine available. When emotions are consistently validated in infancy, the baby learns, my inner world is real, it matters, and I can experience difficult feelings without being destroyed by them. A child who knows their emotions are real and valid is a child who will grow up to trust their gut, hold their own ground, and know their own heart. That begins right here. Orb 3 now glows, 4 remain. The next one takes us into something that happens in the background of parenting life, something babies are absorbing without you even knowing. Thing number 4, comparing your baby to other babies in their presence. He's already walking. She said 5 words by now. Your baby hears your tone and wires it in. Your baby doesn't understand the words yet, but they understand your tone, your emotional state, and the feeling that something about them is being measured and found wanting. Developmental psychologist Penelope Leach writes that babies are exquisitely sensitive to the emotional undercurrent of their caregiver's voice. Shame-toned comparison registers as rejection. The brain of a baby who is frequently compared learns an identity marker that is fundamentally external. I am defined not by who I am, but by how I measure against others. That child grows into the adult who needs to be the smartest in the room, who panics when outperformed, who cannot celebrate others' success without feeling diminished by it. The antidote is radical acceptance of your baby's exact developmental timeline. Your baby is not behind anyone. They are precisely on their own trajectory, which is the only one that matters. When you say to your baby, look at how you figured that out, or look at what you can do, you're building an identity anchored in self, not in comparison to anyone else. Every child has a unique developmental signature. The child who walks at 9 months and the child who walks at 15 months both arrive at the same place. Their path was their own. When you celebrate your baby's exact, specific, current capacity, wherever it is on the spectrum, you are building the internal belief, I am enough, exactly as I am. Right now. 4 orbs lit, 3 remaining. Before we go to thing 5, I need to pause and check in, because right now is a perfect moment to subscribe if you have not already. Thing number 5, not allowing your baby appropriate physical and exploratory risk. This one has become epidemic in modern parenting culture, and the research findings are stark. Proprioceptive input, feedback from the body about its own movement in space, is one of the primary ways the infant brain builds its confidence about what the body can do. When babies are not allowed to experience their body's capabilities, climbing, falling, getting up, navigating textures and surfaces, their physical confidence never fully develops. Pediatric occupational therapist Angela Hanscom found that children today have measurably less proprioceptive confidence than previous generations because of reduced free movement opportunity. And physical confidence is not separate from general confidence. A child who trusts their body trusts themselves. Body confidence is the root system of overall self-confidence. Appropriate risk for infants means getting down on the floor freely, reaching objects at the edge of reach, rolling, falling safely, feeling different textures, navigating gentle obstacles. Your calm presence during your baby's physical exploration tells their nervous system, this is safe enough to try. Your anxiety tells their nervous system, the world is dangerous, stay small. Your own nervous system regulation is one of the most powerful tools in your baby's physical confidence development. Breathe before you hover. Pause before you catch. Every safe physical challenge your baby navigates successfully adds to the internal belief, my body can handle things, the world is navigable, I have the capacity to explore. 5 orbs now glow, 2 remain, and these last 2 are the subtlest and perhaps the most important of all, because they live in what you do not say, not what you do. Thing number 6. Not following your baby's lead during play and interaction. Always directing, always agenda setting, always deciding what the interaction will be about. When your baby is always told what to attend to, what to play with, what to do next, the brain never gets to practice the most fundamental cognitive act, choosing for itself. Self-directed exploration is how the infant brain exercises agency, the experience of I want something, I initiate toward it, I act on the world, and the world responds to me. Every time a baby gets to choose their focus, pursue it with interest, and have that pursuit respected and supported, they are practicing the neural architecture of autonomous selfhood. The practice is not to never guide, it is to start by following your baby's attention, joining their world first, then gently expanding from there. Follow before you lead. When your baby looks at something and you say, "Oh, you found that? What is that?" you are doing something profound. You are confirming that their interest has value and direction. That confirmation, your interest is worth following, your direction matters, what you attend to has value, is one of the primary building blocks of a confident, autonomous self. A baby whose lead is never followed gradually learns to look outward for direction rather than inward. The inner compass, the confidence to self-direct, never fully calibrates. Try this today. 10 minutes of pure follow the baby play. No agenda, no redirection, no teaching. Just you, following wherever their curiosity leads with genuine warm interest. You will see something shift in those 10 minutes. Your baby's eyes will change quality, becoming more alive, more present, more deeply engaged than in directed play. That aliveness is confidence. Thing number 7, inconsistent emotional availability. And this is the deepest one, because it is not about what you do, but about whether you are present when you are present. Inconsistent emotional availability means sometimes warm and present, sometimes physically there but emotionally gone, sometimes responsive, sometimes not, with no predictable pattern the baby can learn. Harvard's Center on the Developing Child found that inconsistency in caregiver availability is more stressful to the infant nervous system than consistent unavailability. The baby who cannot predict whether their parent will be emotionally present cannot build a stable, secure base, and without a secure base, confidence has no foundation to stand on. This does not require you to be perfectly present every moment. What it requires is a predictable rhythm, predictably present, predictably available during certain clear windows. 10 minutes of completely present, phone down, eye contact rich, warm, and responsive interaction is neurologically more valuable than 2 hours of distracted physical proximity. The phone is the primary source of modern emotional unavailability, and your baby is not angry at the phone. They simply redirect their attachment behaviors toward an unavailable source. This is not a judgment. This is neuroscience. The phone is dopamine designed to compete with every human in the room, including the one who needs you most right now. The practice is simple, but requires real intention. Create clear presence windows. Put the phone in another room during those windows. Be present on purpose, not by accident. When you are present, be present. That sentence alone, practiced daily, will do more for your baby's confidence than any toy, program, or enrichment activity ever could. All 7 orbs now glow. The framework is complete. And before we bring this all together into the big picture, I want to say something directly to you as a parent. Here's the thing about all 7 of these behaviors. None of them are signs of a bad parent. They are signs of a loving parent operating with incomplete information. Knowledge changes behavior, and changed behavior, sustained over days and weeks, literally changes the physical structure of your baby's developing brain. This is the power you hold. The brain of a confident infant does not look like the brain of an insecure infant under imaging. The architecture is measurably, visibly different, and behavior builds that architecture. Confident infant brains show larger hippocampal volumes, stronger prefrontal connectivity, and lower baseline cortisol, all measurable outcomes of the parenting behaviors we discussed today. Let me give you the 7 antidotes in 7 seconds. 1. Specific, honest praise. 2. Patient presence during struggle. 3. Validate big emotions. 4. Celebrate your baby's unique timeline.
5. Allow appropriate physical risk. 6. Follow your baby's lead in play. 7. Create clear and predictable presence windows. 7 antidotes, all within reach, starting today. You do not have to implement all 7 simultaneously. Research on behavioral change shows that implementing one new behavior at a time and building from there is the most sustainable approach. Pick the one that resonated most with you today, the one that made you pause and think, yes, I do that. Start there. Do it differently once, then twice, then it becomes the pattern. And here's what the research shows about parenting behavior change. The most powerful driver of sustained change is not willpower, it's understanding why the change matters for your child. You know why now. You know what is happening neurologically when these 7 things occur. You know what is being built or eroded in those ordinary, everyday moments. That knowledge is irreversible. I want to end today with a frame shift, one that I hope you carry with you every time you're in a hard parenting moment, exhausted, frustrated, or running on empty. Every single one of your baby's interactions with you is a vote being cast in the ongoing election of what the world is like, what I am worth, what I can do. You are not trying to cast every vote perfectly. You're trying to make sure the overall tally across hundreds of daily interactions skews warmly and consistently towards your baby. The science is not asking you to be perfect, it's asking you to be predominantly warm, predominantly responsive, and predominantly present. That's the standard. It's achievable. And on the days when the tally is not where you want it, when exhaustion or stress meant you were not your best, the repair is always available. Always. The account never closes. Your baby does not need a perfect parent. They need a real parent who knows them, is trying to understand them, and keeps showing up, even on the hard days. That's you, right now. The 7 small things we covered today are small because they're ordinary. They happen in the background of regular life, but their aggregate impact on confidence is anything but small.
The next diaper change is a confidence-building opportunity. The next time your baby struggles with a toy is a mastery motivation moment. The next big cry is an emotional validation window. The bath time song is a co-regulation event. The morning eye contact is a bonding neurosynchrony moment. The follow the baby playtime is an autonomous self-building session. When you walk through your ordinary parenting day with this knowledge, the whole day becomes a series of opportunities you either capitalize on or let pass. Not with guilt, with awareness. Awareness without guilt is the most powerful parenting tool that exists. Guilt looks backward. Awareness looks at this moment and asks, what can I do right now with what I know? What you know now that you did not know before you pressed play today is not a burden. It is a gift that belongs to you and to your baby in equal measure. The baby who grows up knowing they are worth specific attention, worth patient witnessing, worth emotional validation, worth being followed, consistent presence, that baby becomes someone extraordinary. They become someone who knows their own mind, trusts their own feelings, persists through challenge, forms deep relationships, and moves through the world with quiet, unshakable inner authority. And that extraordinary person, that grounded, self-knowing, emotionally intelligent, resilient human being begins right here, right now, in the ordinary moments of your ordinary day. If this video gave you something today, please share it with every parent you know, because this knowledge belongs to all parents, and every baby deserves to grow up with it. Tell me in the comments, which of the 7 things resonated most with you today, and do you have a specific moment where you saw your baby's confidence grow? I want to hear it. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please do that right now. We publish new infant and toddler brain science every week, and you do not want to miss what is coming. Thank you for being here, for caring enough to learn, and for choosing to understand your baby more deeply. You are the reason this channel exists. See you next week.